We hope that the organizations can benefit from our literature review and especially from the human resource implication. The hospitality industry can also benefit from this review by understanding better about the generation management within the hospitality.
My name is Malavisa Sakayakon. I'm currently a full-time faculty member at Mahidol University International College in the Business Administration Division.
My name is Walanchali Watanasaransin, a faculty member in the Tourism and Hospitality Management Division, Mahidol University International College. In this study, we conducted the systematic review under the generation study in the workplace of the hospitality industry. We published our paper in Cornell Hospitality Quarterly Journal, which is one of the leading journals in tourism, leisure, and hospitality category under the Scopus database.
What inspired us to work on this paper was that we found that managing multi-generation was a real and growing challenge, a real organizational phenomenon where companies saw that there were advantages from having different people of different generations working together, having new ideas and creativity, and that was a good benefit. But then at the same time, there were a lot of conflicts that were happening because of communication, because of misunderstanding, and because of different values between generations. We chose to focus on the hospitality context because it is one of the largest and growing economic sector. Secondly, it is also a sector that is heavily reliant on human capital. Thirdly, the hospitality sector is chronically understaffed, and this is due to several demographic reasons: an aging society that is growing, the falling birth rates, and the younger generations who might not want to work and join the hospitality sector. Why is this so? There are several confusing images of the industry. On one hand, this is an industry that is fun, adventurous, and can be enjoyable, while at the same time it has also been perceived as an industry with low pay, excessive workload, and labor-intensive.
Due to this reason, we decided to conduct a systematic review study on the topic of generation diversity in the workplace. The systematic review study allows us to see the common pattern that has been studied regarding to the specific area of our interest. What we did is we collected the articles relating to the generation diversity in hospitality industry in the past 16 years from year 2000 until year 2016. We did a thorough literature review and collected altogether over 1,900 articles, and after full screening process, we could reduce them down to 49 precise articles for our analysis. We identified the common patterns that we found in the study. We could identify 4 key areas that we can get. The first area that we look at is about the attitude. Mainly, we found the 3 patterns: the positive attitude, negative attitude, and the mixed attitude towards the industry. The second area that is about the career decisions in hospitality industry. We could find the 3 patterns coming out. Number 1, that mainly focus on the Generation Y and the recent graduates. They find that they would like to avoid the industry after they graduate. And the reason of that is because the image of the industry is low pay. The industry does not give them a sociable working hour, and also they have the bad work experience before. The second pattern, people who are willing to enter and stay in the industry because they feel like they are engaged with the job, they enjoy the co-worker, they like the supervisor, they enjoy the pay and the benefit, and they also enjoy the flexible policy that the hospitality industry or that company give to them. And the last pattern is willing to leave because they feel like they are not engaged and involved into the job.
The third area where we found a pattern was about work values, but at the same time, several differences. Baby boomers, for example, will actually have a very strong characteristics in terms of respecting for authority and hierarchy, as well as living to work. For Generation X, their key value was about working to live, job security, and work-life balance. For Generation Y, what they value is communication and feedback, fast promotion and recognition, good pay, personal development, teamwork, work-life balance, and having fun at the work. The last area where we see a commonality between the 49 studies was about generation and organizational outcomes. Some studies talk about how job satisfaction was higher among the baby boomers more than the Gen X and the Gen Y. In terms of commitment, similarly, we saw higher commitment among the baby boomers compared to Generation X and baby boomers compared to Generation Y. A similar pattern can also be found on time spent on job, with baby boomers spending more time on the job than Generation X and Generation Y. However, when it comes to turnover, we found a pattern where Generation Y were willing to leave the organization more than the Gen X and the baby boomers. At the same time, in terms of organizational commitment behavior, we also found that Generation Y had more organizational commitment behavior than the Gen X and the baby boomers. Another important findings that we found from the 49 articles were the key recommendations that they provided for HR managers as well as organizational leaders. These consisted of different HR practices that they felt could have been improved based on managing a multi-generation workplace. On top of the list is about employee relations, where they talked about how participative leadership or communication and socialization at the formal and informal level can be initiated within the company. The second one is about work-life balance, where they talked about how flexible and innovative scheduling or flexi-time can be introduced for companies that are having multi-generations. The third one is about training, where they emphasize on intergenerational training, reverse mentoring, and digital training. And the last area is about job design, where companies can initiate fun at the workplace and special projects or initiated build changes.
We hope that the organizations can benefit from our literature review, and especially from the human resource implication. The hospitality industry can also benefit from this review by understanding better about the generation management within the hospitality industry. One thing that we have to take note is that the period study that we did was mainly focused on the baby boomer until the Generation Y. Currently, the Generation C start to enter into the organizations, so the future study that relating to the Generation C in the workplace, including hospitality industry, is recommended. If you are interested in reading more about our article, this article is recited in the Scopus and Web of Science database, or you can scan the QR code which is given at the end of this video.